Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
All right, welcome back, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. This is episode 129. We're rolling. We're rolling. We're just after Cinco de Mayo. This guy just turned 38. I'm getting.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday.
I'm ancient, but we're getting there. We got a lot in stock today for section 1, so kick back, relax. Let's introduce ourselves for any new people that are checking out our podcast. This is our producer, main man.
I'm Woj.
And to my left,
Ryan.
all right, we'll be your trio. You're going to see us a lot, and we bring in some guest, hosts every once in a while. We're going to get Josh on soon. He's our baseball guru.
Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. We're gonna get a few other folks on sooner or later too. We got our Chicago check-in and some other things to dive into. So, Woj, you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. I will be kind of the first to backtrack a little bit on the Cubs stuff, because I was telling a lot of people who I was, chatting with that, man, Cubs going into the season, they're gonna be doing the same shit. They're looking like shit. They look decent enough to get in the playoffs, but they're not gonna do anything. They're not going to improve their pitching at all, and blah blah blah. And they're out third best record in baseball, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're crushing it at home.
Literally rattled off 9 straight recently with their top 3 pitchers, Justin Steele, Cade Horton, and Matthew Boyd. And I think there's one other guy all down for the count. Cade Horton's missing the whole year. Matthew Boyd, this guy just got injured playing with his kids, tore his MCL. He's out for a couple months. This is the part, though, where, again, initially I was like, oh, fuck, Cubs are doing work now. I definitely retract that. But, you can't miss 4 starting pitchers in the MLB. And
that's a fair point.
Going to think, Cubs bats are doing great. But I don't think they're good enough to just sustain months upon months until you get your starting rotation back. And even then, the starting rotation wasn't the best in baseball. It was fine. But I'm just it's been an interesting couple months now for the Cubs where I'm okay, they're starting to show signs of doing well. Now you're starting to hit real adversity where I don't know how you make it through. With, again, I don't even know who we're calling up. You have to call up people.
Well, their farm league must have at least some talent. They're pulling off these wins, and for what it's worth, they still have some big bats on their team that can make things happen. And I pray and hope, and I'm not seeing it yet, where the Cubs, when they lost to the Mets, remember that playoff series? They all relied on the big swing, for their offense. That was the NL playoffs the year before. I think they actually won it all. But they're all relying on that big swing to keep them in games. I like what the Cubs are doing now, which, hey, we'll get some singles, we'll get some doubles. The big hit might be there, but if they wait on the big hit to save them against a better team, it's not coming.
I just think that it's going to be very interesting to see how you go multiple months without these main guys. And then again, who are you bringing in? To me, it seems like this is a perfect. Now, trades, I think, don't happen very often in the MLB unless it's an absolute necessity. I think it's an absolute necessity now. You need to make some sort of trades to get pitching in to not literally tip and go, okay, we can hit 7 runs a game, but our pitching can't fucking hold them to under 10. I think that's kind of what you're going to enter into if you're just going, hey, we're going to mishmash this guy in and get this guy in or whatever. I just want to mention that Cubs pitching rotation just got hammered in the last 3 weeks. Multiple guys.
But the hope
down.
is probably by, I would imagine by, mid-season or what is it, the All-Star break, they're going to have some more their guys back healthy, maybe back in the rotation. So they might hit the second half really, with some traction.
I mean, the only positive is that the baseball season is so fucking long that
I love it. I love the fact
be able to get guys back there. On the flip side of the city, Chicago White Sox have half of their total wins from last year already, I think.
Yeah, we're just 2 or 3 games under 500, and we're at, I think, like 18 wins or 19 wins or something like that.
17 or 18.
I'm excited about that. I had him on the podcast earlier. I was like, if they get to 45, I'm stoked. I think we're trending that way, so we'll see.
I mean, you got to be real shitty to not get 45.
not get 45 now, but you know what? They're doing well. They're hitting the ball well. We've given 2 out of 3, I think, or maybe 3 out of 3 to the Angels. We'll see, but. And they're kind of an team, but they have one good pitcher on the unit. But we have the Samurai. We have the Southside Samurai who's just crushing it. So
Is that his nickname?
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
What's his name again?
Murakami.
Yeah.
Murakami.
And we have
He's hitting a lot of home runs.
Cole. Is it Cole? Yeah, there's another big swinger on our team. For the life of me, I can't remember. But we have 2 big swingers on our team, and everyone else is doing their part.
I was saying baseball's Cubs and Sox are doing okay.
We're relevant.
Yeah, more relevant than you were last year.
Yep.
So,
Cheers.
let's switch it over again. I'm just going to pass right through.
Yep.
Hockey, the playoffs are going on, and again, I'll just mention, I love playoff hockey. It is very exciting. Seems like probably the best. You get at least the most competitive games in playoff hockey, probably out of the big 4. I would say like throughout every single round. Every single round usually goes at least 5 to 7 games. There's no usual like just full on sweep. So, but again, Hawks are out of it, and we'll see. Pick them up next year.
We're low-key wishing Buffalo. I'm going to say that. Let's go Sabres.
Cool. In terms of the Bulls, there's a little bit of news. So they hired Bryson Graham, who is with the Atlanta Hawks and New Orleans Pelicans. 39. That's a youngin.
That's a year older than me.
That's crazy. So I don't know how to feel about that.
I'll put my hat in the ring. Fuck it.
But I'm just saying, like, is that a good thing to go so young? Is it?
We're seeing that trend across a lot of sports, though, right? I mean,
Ben Johnson's young. I mean,
we have the
granted, he's a coach, not a GM, but still.
The Rams coach, he's like 25.
I think it's good. They're
coach.
more. They can relate to the players, and I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter as long he needs to evaluate talent. If you can't evaluate talent, it doesn't matter how old you are.
That's a fair point.
He definitely he hit on Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, he was with the Pelicans for 15 years, and then he was with the Hawks, I think, only last year.
Yeah, but
so I don't know if he was what he was.
15 years, man. He must have been there when he was like 20-something.
He's hit on some draft picks, like where they've been very good players. I think they put Zion in there, but I'm like, Zion's fine. Like, he's a good player, but like, he hasn't hit any superstar out of the park that were like, oh wow, what a steal! And this guy's
like Pelicans and Hawks, they're
middle of the road
okay.
team,
Yeah, like kind of what we were.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so that doesn't really excite me. Although, like, I don't know, like, what his moves specific, what influence he had in specific moves relating to that time period.
I
know he
feel
worked his way up or whatever.
Sure, I feel like it's gotta be an evaluation of like his first couple moves. Like, what are you gonna do with the roster that you've inherited, and what are you gonna go after, especially with the draft coming up?
Yeah.
And I also will mention that Noah Nsengwe guy that we drafted last year who didn't play at all. Essengay, whatever.
Yeah.
He actually grew.
I heard 7 feet.
Yeah, he's a 7-footer now.
But he weighs like 100 pounds.
Sure. But I'm just saying, though, is that, like, what do you do with this raw talent of a guy who hasn't played a minute in the NBA?
I didn't like the pick when they made it. I don't know.
I don't know anything about it.
I mean, until he gets to play, I guess it's
Sure.
like, who knows? But even the highlights they showed of him in the German league or Dutch league, I forgot whatever
European league.
whatever league he played, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't know. He has some breakouts where he runs and gets a dunk or maybe like a block, but he wasn't like, I don't know. When you like hoop, I feel like you can recognize game, and I didn't see like, oh, this guy's just taking it to him, he's draining shots, he's doing this and that. It's more like, oh, well, he's tall and he can get out and dunk a couple times, and maybe if you work with him, you can develop something. But it's not like, you look at a dude and it's like, that guy can play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also a part of the thing that the college level somehow is like at the same level as the across the, overseas, But then it's weird. It's like some of the overseas players come in and they're ready to go. I think a lot of them aren't ready to go.
Yeah.
There's a big jump that they have to get adjusted to.
I think it also depends on which overseas league. 'Cause I think the one he played in was not one of the
More
top
competitive
tier,
ones.
like the Spanish league or the
Sure.
French. Or I don't know which one he played in, but I know
I got you.
it wasn't necessarily like the tip of the top or whatever. I don't
Sure.
know. Well, I mean, he's got to put weight on. He's got to develop. I mean, we'll see. The way that the Bulls have drafted since they had Arturis as the former president or whatever was not good.
Well, it was a double whammy.
Not a good track
It was
record.
not only who he drafted, but
He
then
traded
it's-
for Vooch. That was his whole thing, is staking it on Vooch.
but then it's who he extended and made
and
those
Patrick
other-
Williams. Yeah, I mean,
It's a double whammy. It's not only did you draft the wrong players, but then you kept the wrong
Yeah.
players. And
I mean, I've been saying the new guys got to do what other GMs do, which is like you need to bring in guys from other teams who are unhappy, who are potential stars or already stars. You need to make it happen, and you need to also draft well. And that's easier said than done, obviously. But like the Cavs, they got Donovan Mitchell from Utah a couple years ago for like Lauri Markkanen, who was our player, who we had, and here we are. We're doing the opposite. We're giving up Io.
Io, Kobe
for
White.
Dillingham and Kobe White, and then Vooch, and we're getting second round
He's playing well
picks.
for
and,
Boston too. I'll give him that.
no, he wasn't actually.
No,
They benched
he's
his ass in the last game.
Oh, really?
This makes me happy.
Yeah,
I'm just
Vucevic
saying, at least
sucked
during
ass
the during
Io,
the season,
Io was playing well. He had a
And
43.
Boston got fucking bounced out, so fuck you.
But like, I mean, I said at the
And
time,
I know
like,
that you're watching.
I was,
right? Of course.
I was happy that they tried to make moves, but at the same time, make better deals. Like you can't just get rid of things for crap.
I think
don't know.
it's just simple that you have to get somebody who is a pure scorer. We need a scorer because
Yeah.
we're giving up score. We gave up all of our scores.
We need to get like the third pick or better, so we can get that guy from Kansas, Peterson.
I don't think is going to fall to 3.
Or whatever. If we could get him and pair him up with Giddey and Boutsalis, I think we got something maybe brewing.
I just look at the Bulls' biggest 2 areas are we don't have a true scorer where it's just like all you need to worry about is scoring. Don't worry about assists, passing. That's where Giddey kind of gets tripped up. Is that like, hey, Giddey, can you also score 25 and throw 10 assists and get 12
Get some
rebounds?
yeah.
And then the other part is a center. That Essengay guy,
Yeah,
I
and a power
agree.
forward.
I don't think he's going to be able to play center. So we need
he's
a
not thick
true.
enough.
We need a true rebounding center, forcing the paint, and then you have a second off the bench center who can worry about maybe scoring against a lesser, squad. Their second team.
We had
but,
that like 5 years ago. We had Drummond. That was like the perfect.
right, but I'm just saying though that the Bulls' lack of force in the paint and the fact that our point guard is our leading points, assists, and rebounds.
That's
like
a problem.
and
right
he's
there.
not fucking actually that great at like that. It's tough. Like Giddey is to me is a great passer of the ball. He can do that for days. He's got great
like a Rondo,
vision,
essentially.
but it's just like we need a center who can average 10 boards a game and can get some blocks. I mean, you're not going to get a Wemby who had 12 blocks in the fucking playoff game.
Yeah, no, we don't want Giddey to be our best player. He should be like our second or third best player. Ideally,
He should have some of those games where he's throwing 15 to 20 assists.
I don't know too. Like Boutsalis, like looks good sometimes, a lot of times, but then like when we saw him in person, he didn't do
It
shit.
looked rough, man.
He was just sitting at the 3-point line
and just
being
airball and
Yeah,
break.
passive,
Ryan
not
was yelling at him the whole
passive,
time.
not aggressive.
He heard us.
Ryan was yelling at him the whole
He
time.
heard us. I guarantee.
Because
He
like
did.
all these times we see like these highlights, these dunks and this and that. He isn't doing shit. Now,
But he missed a lot of open shots.
now,
too.
I don't know if that's because hey, they're in tank mode and he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna work on my 3-point game. I don't want to get hurt. I don't know. Like I don't know what's in his head. I don't know like
Sure.
what people like because it seemed like the Bulls were definitely trying to tank. Granted, the players don't try and lose on purpose generally, but maybe he was like just frustrated and was like, why am I gonna go to the hole and get hurt if we're gonna lose any? I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's what he's thinking. I'm just trying to put myself in that spot.
That mindset,
like, why
sure.
would I not be doing what I know I can do?
You thought maybe increase your stock.
Or maybe he just had an off game. I don't know. But like I came away from that when we went like being very unimpressed.
Sure.
And I was just like surprised by that.
So I want to use a fun thing. So here's a barometer for the Bears. Hopeful. I know we're getting a new, manager.
Hold on.
But I just wanted to do this real quick. Not hopeful. Very hopeful.
Why are we talking about Bears?
Sorry, not Bears. The Bulls. Sorry,
Oh,
Bulls. Like, here's the barometer. Is like, middle of the road, but here's no hope. And, dude, they're going to crush it. Where are you guys coming in
I'm
at?
trending-
Where does the needle
For the
hit?
team?
Yeah,
I'm
for the team
trending
next year.
towards the Bulls starting to pull it together because it's such a open roster right now. Like you make a couple of moves, could be.
Are you on the left side of that needle?
I can't say until the offseason, until we know where we're drafting, who our coach is going to be, because we don't know that either, and then who, if any, free agents we're going to pick up. Once I know the roster and the coach, I could get a better idea. I think if I'm, looking at it without knowing that right now, it's probably going to take a little bit. It's probably going to take a few years at least.
But what I'm saying though is that like having a coach GM kind of paired up, I feel like you're in the beginning stages.
I do like that we're doing that.
Of getting like, hey, now we can build a team. You know they're not going to be competitive next year. There's just no shot. Even the next year after that, it's going to take a couple years for them to actually put something together. But again, figuring out the fucking scoring aspect.
You're right.
In the NBA, it's so easy to score. Yet the Bulls, the only time they're scoring mad points is when the games are blowouts, and it's like, hey, we lost 150 to 138. It's like,
I guess they're eyeing the Spurs assistant coach, the redheaded dude. He's like 29 or something. He's young, I think. I don't know what his name is. I apologize, but I saw articles that they were looking at him. I don't know if he's good or not. I know he's on the Spurs staff, and
look at this.
they're good
young coaches.
They're a good team, obviously, but I don't know what that.
Sure.
We've gotten bad coaches from good teams in the past. So who the hell knows? Vino Negro came from the Spurs organization. He was terrible. So who the hell? I hated him.
All right, so I'm good. I'm good with the Bulls, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's kind of only up from there. It's a lot of the teams. I would say the 3 out of 5 of the Chicago teams right now are kind of building in a rebuild and kind of working their way up. So, kind of see what's going to happen from there. You know what I mean? Let's go quickly to the Bears. Last time we got together, we were during the draft. They drafted that Dylan Thieneman guy, and I've heard nothing but good things from analysts saying Thieneman was a great pick. Can't believe
the safety or
the safety from
Oregon and such Purdue.
So I'm glad. I'm glad that they got somebody who people are jazzed about and
You got White Lightning too.
And are saying that he shouldn't have been there at 25. So
he's definitely best value, and we need a safety. So I'm more upset at like why aren't we taking any defensive linemen until the last round? I think one guy who's an undersized DT with speed, which that's cool. Like I guess if you're chasing down a guy, but as far as penetrating the line and getting to the quarterback, I don't see how that's gonna help us. I don't know.
I mean,
there's still free agents out there. I know we could pick up like Bosa or
He's gonna command
Von Miller, those old guys that used to be good.
I would stay away from Miller.
I think there's a little bit of solace though in that we definitely have some juice. Where I think guys are
people want to come here.
Come here. So we haven't had that in a couple of years. So I think
more in a couple of years.
If you were to tell me 7 years ago, you're like, well, Joey Bosa's on the market. I'd been like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no way Joey Bosa's coming to Chicago.
Right.
It's a shithole. Same thing with when Tom Brady and people were like, Tom Brady is a free agent, could come to Chicago. He's like, no, he's not.
But the Bears have gotten free agents at least more than the Bulls. Let's say we've had some guys like Julius Peppers came here.
Julius Peppers is a good one. If you say Keenan Allen,
no. I'm trying to think. We trade. No, it was a trade, and we traded for Marshall, right? We traded for Color. I'm trying to think of free agents.
I'm just let's just be in agreement.
Yeah.
Chicago has not been the primo.
Not always.
destination.
No, there have been times, but generally not. And also, I think it'd be cheap too. So
I'm just glad that again they're at a point where people want to come here. Chicago is on the way up, and frankly, they get a couple more pieces. They're not the cardiac Bears. They're going to be fucking.
Well, it'd be nice if I heard that it's possible that if the Saints and Cameron Jordan don't come to something. Maybe he comes here. He used to play with for Dennis Allen.
Oh yeah.
Perfect fit. He had like over 10 sacks last year.
Cameron Jordan or Jordan Cameron?
Cameron Jordan. Jordan Cameron's the white guy.
I was All Pro. You been Pro Bowl?
I've been Pro Bowl.
But that would be nice. Then him and Sweat. Then I could see something.
Well, Sweat needs some help.
That's what I'm saying.
Sweat
Like
is on an island. Like they're like, hey, go get like 12 sacks a game. He's like, what the fuck?
He's not Khalil Mack.
Sweat though is a disruptor. We could give.
He's great, but I'm just saying like he's not Khalil Mack. He's not Aaron Donald.
You need somebody to put other pressure on the line. Otherwise, all the teams are going to do
is just
double or move their
tight end. They're
just going to move their protection around so that hey, we're going to not allow this guy to disrupt the game. You have two guys coming at you and a defensive tackle coming at your face.
You collapse.
Becomes a little bit harder for them to do stuff. But again, I'm just want to take a quick brief stop into the Bears just because we took a break, week off, and then now we're back at it. And what's on the next?
Real quick though, we had the Kentucky Derby. I just want to do a drop. Golden Tempo. We had the first, I think, female trainer to win, and this horse was literally when I checked the odds was like 28-1 to win or something like that. And this horse, literally the last quarter mile, was like middle to back of the pack, and that thing just ran like death was behind it. So pulled off a win. We're excited for you guys. If anyone went to the Kentucky Derby, my cousin was there. It's quite a festivity. Everyone wearing their like linen suits and dresses and big hats. It's fun. Mint juleps.
Cool.
And
disgusting.
I just had one mention.
I don't like them.
I know.
Mint is not going to be.
I hate mint. I'm not a mint
That's
guy.
another thing you don't like. Pie.
So
mint.
you say it with the most Chicago.
No, like
I'm
if I'm having an
guy.
actual mint, like that's okay with.
But I'm just saying when you
some
say
mojitos
mint,
suck too.
you're like a real Chicago accent.
Terrible.
I don't like mint.
I don't like
really
mint.
accentuate.
I don't like mint chocolate chip cream or ice cream. All right,
or whatever.
Go to the Mariano's.
Who the fuck wants toothpaste ice cream?
there.
If I want to have toothpaste, I'll brush my teeth. Thank you very much.
Woo. I like it.
All right. The only thing I want to mention about the Kentucky Derby.
I really do feel that way. Also,
I know you do.
We used to do in the Big Money League. We used to do the Kentucky Derby to determine draft order.
Yeah.
And I apparently just forgot this part. I was obviously a little worse for wear at the draft. But apparently at the draft, we decided that we weren't doing the Kentucky Derby order
just
anymore.
Picking out a hat, I think.
Picking out a hat.
Yeah.
And I was like, pretty disappointed. Because I was like, this is cool. Like
I liked it too. You get the root for something.
It's completely random, but it is at least also a thing where you're like, what? You like this? A 24-1 or 28-1 could have won. And that meant like, hey, you have a shitty pick. But
we only get I thought we only do the top 10 or
12
odds.
But I'm saying that would have been like within the thing. But all I'm saying though is like I thought it was kind of different from other leagues that just do. I mean, in Three Penis Wine, we just kind of do the one other hat.
Did you have the last pick of the draft last year? Or no?
No, I didn't have the last pick.
No, you were middle of the
No,
line.
I was the last pick. That's right.
I was at.
You had the double bubble.
Yeah.
In Three Penis Wine, I had like.
The big money.
Big money league, I had 10th.
10th. I knew you were at the
That
back
sucks.
end.
Yeah, back end.
Okay.
But either way, I did text Kyle, and it was like, Kyle, what the fuck, man?
Well, he's not commissioned
And
anymore
then
either.
he's like, we got to take it up with Scuba. I'm like, oh, shit. My
Yeah.
bad, dude. Sorry.
Kyle's retired.
Enough dealing with everyone's bullshit.
He's Paul Tagliabue.
Well, you know, there is a part, as a current commissioner, there is a part of that where I do understand.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I do before too. It sucks.
There's a part where I see him going like, especially in the big money league, like a lot of people are heated about everything. I'm sure Kyle gets it from pretty much like 7 different people consistently about like, what the fuck, man? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? It's got to be pretty draining. So I can understand in that league specifically going like, I'm going to step out. Somebody else wants to take it over. But like I said, I just want to mention
Scuba's a great choice. He's very passionate. He gets the trophy thing going. So I think
Scuba's definitely in it to win it. So there is that part. But yeah, let's go into the album review.
Yes, we got Avril Lavigne's 2002 I think it's one of her main debut albums, Let Go.
It is her debut album.
Okay, perfect, by Arista Records. The record sold was between 16 and 20 million copies worldwide. Certified 7-time platinum in the U.S. and number 21 top selling album in the 2000s. This Canadian, princess, I had a big crush on her. That's why I kind of elected to do.
Call her a Canadian
She is.
princess.
Yeah, there it is. Put it out there.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Oh, don't you know? Yeah.
I'll talk
You're a
about
real
her.
sweetheart, eh?
It was between that and Pink, so I went with Avril Lavigne. But we're gonna go through this album. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that this isn't like standard for our group, but I was like, we got to mix it up a little bit.
I gotta know though before you
Dive
you have
in?
trivia or whatever.
I was done with the trivia. Right
Did
there.
Why did you choose? So like obviously we all know Avril Lavigne, right? We
grew up
I
with
was
it.
we were like 12, 13. He was
Yeah.
like 11, let's say.
Yeah.
She came out, Complicated, Skater Boy, the whole deal. Love those songs, and they came out. But I never would buy the CD, let's say. Like I wouldn't go out and purchase it. Like, did you go out and purchase
I
the
had
CD?
sisters. I had 2 older sisters.
Okay, so you heard them playing it or
Constantly,
something?
yeah.
So that's why I wanted to know. Like,
Yeah.
her, like, I'm like, or maybe I'm like, did you stumble onto this later? And you
No,
like
so
a girlfriend who's like, put her shit on. Like, I was just curious, like, what, like with what? Same thing with Woj and Ben Folds. It's not like I didn't really see that coming. Same kind of
Well,
thing.
mine was brothers.
Right. So, but
Saying
what's
sisters. I had 2 older
Okay.
sisters that my
like my
one
sister
sis-
had this too.
Exactly,
So-
18 months older than me, and my other sister's about like just 30 months older than me. But yeah, they had these albums, and you know what? I could dig it. And then I checked it out. It was like just playing in our car when we were driving. I was like, you know what? Not bad.
So like,
And I heard her
okay.
on the radio too. I mean,
Okay,
she was
so,
a big radio.
so
head.
like it was in the car, but you didn't actually go out to like Best
No,
Buy.
I didn't
and-
go out. No, but did
or
we
iTunes or
ever,
something.
Did we ever CD up in the visor? And that,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. So.
Okay, I see.
yeah.
Makes sense now.
So yeah, I had exposure to that, but then I also saw music videos. That was a big thing growing
Well, yeah,
up.
of course, we all saw
and
the
she looked fantastic.
the big
yeah.
hits. You
Can
know.
I
All the
just
hits,
mention
all the hits,
on
yeah.
that?
Okay. That's a good question. though.
This is also in the era where music videos were king.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of it, though, the music that has a music video, like that was made for music video, I think it enhances the experience.
Yeah,
And enhances the
100%.
music. Like, gives it a little bit more when you could put the audio to the visual. And obviously, some of these told the story and did stuff like that. So I just want to mention that because, like, when I looked it up on YouTube, but a couple of the singles had the videos, and the other ones that didn't have the videos, I just kind of was like, kind of missing something now, because I feel like Avril Lavigne is definitely one of those artists that, like, you saw her on the fucking
Yeah.
TRL.
Oh yeah,
On that shit,
VH1,
like
MTV,
I
yeah.
remember those videos.
for
When
sure.
she doesn't have those, I'm kind of losing a little
And
bit.
then we gotta mention like that was a big. I mean, probably kind of touched on it, but she was a big sensation when she came out. Like the whole pop punk thing was huge during this time. Obviously, we all love like Blink and
Sure.
Sum 41. I mean, I would go on and on. New Found Glory, and like she was like
She was right there with
the
it.
punk
Glory, baby.
princess.
Right.
Like the Britney or
Was that
Christina.
her nickname?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like this type of music, and she, I don't know if she invented it, but she certainly popularized the whole wearing the tie over the shirt, like that whole. That was a
whole
big
look,
deal.
Man, loved it.
The
Yeah,
way
yeah,
she
yeah.
would, the clothes she'd wear,
Sure.
and
Rocking
like,
the Converse.
so it was a pop culture, like a big deal. At the
Sure.
time.
And like I said, it's certified 7-time platinum, 16 to 20 million sold, number 21 for top selling album.
I'm
in the
sure,
2000s.
like
It's
preteen,
incredible.
teenage girls are like
Oh, yeah,
her
all over
favorite,
it. Sure. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I actually, I'll say this precursor, and I'll ask a quick question before we start. But I really enjoyed this album. Like now that I had a chance to actually listen to all of it, but to what Woj was mentioning, if they had an accompanying music video that I was exposed to, I really think it would add much more depth
Yeah.
to each one of the songs. But we can't have that for all tracks on these. But.
Do you want my overall thoughts on the album now,
Yeah,
or
just
you want
overall
Yeah.
thoughts of, I guess, Avril Lavigne. When were you introduced?
yeah.
That kind of thing.
I-
Let's get that started.
Yeah, well, obviously, Complicated, I think, was the first song that I believe, was her first single. So that music video came out, and then I think Skater Boy was 2nd. And
And I'm with you. Was
they were always on, I'm with you, yeah, they're always on the radio. I remember hearing it at summer camp, because I went to the summer camp at Bach.
nice.
And we'd always go on, like, we do things, we'd have like the pool, but like during the day we go on like trips in this van to like arcade or like a sports game or whatever. And like this was like always on, like her stuff, like we had Kiss FM.
Hey, I like the Bach thing. I used to work there.
Yeah, so like that stuff was. Plus, my sister was like 4 years younger than me. She loved her, so she had this album, so she'd be playing it.
Yep.
Now listening to it, I never listened to the whole album. Obviously, I only knew like the hits. I was pleasantly surprised. Actually, it was pretty good. Now I'm not gonna say like you like the greatest thing in the
I know,
world.
I get that.
But
I'm jaded.
I was surprised at how actually consistently good it was.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to
I think
get
her
out
voice
of.
is pretty good, and I think definitely she inspired people later to come by, like Haley Williams from Paramore, for
Yes,
example.
Paramore, absolutely.
So I think that without her,
Evanescence
maybe
a little bit,
maybe
too.
yeah, she set the stage up for them, and I think overall this album actually was pretty easy to listen to. I didn't have like it wasn't like a struggle, like
Hard skips.
like
left
it
and
was,
right.
and not all of them were like bangers, but all of them actually were pretty good
Hey,
for the most part.
I'll take it. Whoa.
Maybe like one in the bunch where I was like,
Sorry. Cut
I
you off
love
there.
the Larry David thing. Yeah.
No, I mean, this is probably coming out what 2001.
2002, June
Yeah,
4th,
so
summer.
I was like end of elementary school, getting into junior high, kind of around when her heyday was.
Sure.
It would definitely be playing like obviously the females that would.
you'd have been a little younger than that, I think.
Well,
I'd have been going to 8th grade. You'd have been like in 5th grade.
I'd said end of elementary school
all
going into
right.
during her heyday.
Oh,
Like,
well, that's okay. I was considering this the part of the heyday.
I'm saying for the next 3 years,
Oh, okay,
she was
okay,
kind
okay.
of
Right, she was-
doing stuff.
she's
so
still relevant. She put out
I'm
I'm
some
just
good
saying,
albums
like
later.
from
Yeah.
5th grade to 8th grade.
I
would
got
say
you. I'm
is
with you
kinda,
now.
But it's
kinda
different
when
when
I
you're in
would
middle
be-
school. It has a different
Would
feeling.
be hearing this.
I see
and
what
it
you're
would be
saying.
like
Okay.
in the zeitgeist.
Yes, yes.
So like I would, be hearing that stuff. I think they were very catchy tunes. You wouldn't catch me saying, "Hey, play that
Yeah,
Avril Lavigne
same,
song" or anything
yeah.
like that. The only other thing I would mention is that as like musician and ear for music wise, like I think songs like this definitely kind of have a very simple, like not a whole lot going on. Like her vocals kind of take the main stage and everything gets out of the way. I didn't pick up on that when I was younger, but now as I'm listening to it, I basically just jotted down drums, guitar, and bass are super boring the whole album. They're very straightforward. There's nothing that's really spectacular. They're just kind of
notes.
there to supplement her voice, which is a great voice. By the way.
Yeah, it's just I was gonna say too. I think a lot of the songs to me sound like over the time a lot that would be used on like a lot of those CW shows, like
Okay,
for, like
yeah.
an emotional scene, or like for like Smallville or something like that, or like One Tree Hill.
Right,
Right?
no, you
I
could
can see a lot of
easily
these
drop
these
that in.
not even the popular ones, like the ones we don't know. I'm like, I could see this being in this scene where Clark is wanting Lana or something, like
100%,
whatever.
yeah.
Like.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dawson's Creek, you can easily drop one of these. in,
Yeah,
sure.
it was like, oh, she's definitely like a style of the time, like for sure.
All right. I like that. Good
Yeah.
dropping. All right. So we're going to go through these. I think we got, was it 14 tracks or maybe 1, 2,
yeah,
3?
13.
13. All righty. And I went off the one on Spotify too. So
I mean, it had 13, and there was a bonus track in Japan. Japan's getting all the bonus
Japan's
tracks.
getting all that. No, I'm doing the non-Japan one.
I didn't listen to it.
All right. So here we go. Losing Grip to start off this album. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It had raw angst rock. I mean, that's exactly what she is. Song about betrayal, frustration, regaining her independence after a failing relationship. Like I said, this one I wrote down does not come out firing, which I think is a plus because the next 3 for me are straight bangers. But
Yeah.
I thought it was a good introduction.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I have the same score, 3.5. I think what brings it down for me is the chorus isn't really getting me. It's not really catchy. It kind of just is like going on, and I don't know. It's not.
Going on and on.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? Like you guys heard it. Like,
Yeah.
should I try? I don't know. It's not really like it's not really doing much for me.
When's
But
the Ryan album coming out?
Yeah,
but
when
yeah,
can I
and
get on
yeah,
that?
but
Yeah.
like, and what said too, like, the instruments in it, they're not bad, but they're not standing out. I guess I would say.
I didn't hear one guitar solo. in the entire
No,
album.
but like it provides, like you
was a
said,
few.
the background track for her to do her thing.
Debut the vocals. That's all you're there for.
But we're just kind of, I think, getting at if the song isn't like catchy or the words aren't great, then it's probably not going to be as good, I guess. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, is that,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Russian Judge, what do you got us?
I
Simon Cowell.
put a 3, decent opener.
Okay.
I think again, not hearing the whole album before, like you hear Avril Lavigne and like the big songs, and you're like, oh, she sounds great, but it's not hard to sound great when you're doing like a pop, upbeat, whatever. Throughout the whole album, I end up getting a lot of respect for her as a singer in just the different ways in which they're kind of doing.
Yeah, she's good.
But they really kind of go off of the beaten path. This one is not so much off the beaten path. Kind of in the lane of pop punk type of
Teen
deal.
angst, yeah.
Pop punk is what I said. But in general, like again, like you start to hear these pieces where you look at her and go, or you hear her go, okay, I can start to see that she is actually very talented.
Yeah. I want to say, too, I think it's pretty impressive because she's doing this as like a 16, 17, 18-year-old girl. Like,
Right.
So, like, that's pretty awesome that, like, doing, this kind of stuff for your first,
Sure.
For first debut. And
Yeah.
she belts it. She does a great job.
Because she's only born in 84. She's like 5 years older than me,
Yeah.
So she would have been when this came out 18. So she probably recorded it when she was like 16, 17.
Right.
And she probably maybe wrote, I mean, she wrote everything, but probably wrote these things when she's like in high school,
Sure.
basically.
Right. To her credit, incredible. All right, so that's Losing Grip to start, and then Complicated. 5 out of 5 banger, and this is what I wrote down. And if you guys are liars, so I say we all know the lyrics to this song, and definitely love this low key. We enjoy it when it comes on the radio. So, like I said, we can relate to someone in our past who just constantly just like twisted us up. So it hits on also the vocals, but like the message too. So 5 out of 5 banger, love it.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 definitely. Her first hit, Intro to the World. I always remember that one thing. Take off all your preppy clothes. That one line sticks out to me. But yeah, I think it was a good opening single. I wouldn't put it as my favorite at first. I'd probably put it as my second favorite. Fair. But I think it's a good for your first single. Good.
So they come out great.
Definitely 5. Definitely memorable. Catchy.
Yeah, 5-star banger. You always sing along.
Absolutely.
To the lyrics when it comes on. Yeah. And I also put, again, like as maybe not listening to this at the time, but like as you start getting to like junior high type relationships, you're like, oh, yeah, speaking to me.
Yeah, she's different now. She's with the preppies.
Yeah.
I'm with
like when you start to get cliques involved and stuff, 5th grade, 6th grade, you're kind of like, I'm in my own bubble. I'm wanting to go home and play Xbox, like I'm not.
Or PlayStation if you're a real man.
Right, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Triangle, square,
I'm just
X,
like, actually,
circle.
for real, Xbox back in the day actually was really good.
It was awesome.
Go fuck yourself. How about Halo? How about Halo?
That's all you have to say.
Halo?
Yep.
Halo's overrated.
Oh. Dude, even I can't agree to that. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be one of those episodes that gets 1,000 fucking
my
Halo
God.
fans going, this guy fucking
I hope so, yeah.
sucks.
Here's his name and address. Dox him.
Halo can't light a candle to The Last of Us. I said it there.
Oh.
Well, that's a terrible take.
That's a terrible
Sorry,
take. I'm a PlayStation
That's
owner,
an
and I
awful
don't
take,
agree
and
with
you
that.
should know
Now,
that.
Red Dead Redemption
And no, just
does, I think, a better
both these.
job.
Both
Okay.
these.
Okay.
Watch yourself, Chrissy.
Yeah, watch
Terrible.
yourself.
Terrible takes.
Next one. Let's keep this train moving. Skater Boy, 5 out of 5. There is a guitar solo in this, and the pace of the song goes really well. But Skater Boy, 5 out of 5, banger, love
If I
it.
didn't hear a guitar solo, there wasn't a guitar solo.
5 out of 5. I believe it's her second single.
Yep, it is.
Definitely more up tempo, faster.
It's a feel good song.
I think a little lighter in tone. Like, she's still like kind of getting at the, whole like click thing like Woe just talking about, where it's like, oh, he's a skater guy and I don't know if I can be with him or whatever, but like it's more like upbeat and positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 5 for sure.
Yeah. Woj.
Can't say too much about this. It's a 5-star banger. You know all the words, and like I think this one probably, like what Ryan was saying, like this is her pied de
Premiere,
resistance.
yeah.
This is her probably
For me, not for me.
No, I'm saying in popularity wise.
Oh.
Like, this is a song that I would say
Puts her on the
Probably,
map, yeah.
so closely associated with
Yeah.
like you say Avril Lavigne, you go Skater Boy,
Right.
like kind of
It's probably that or complicated. Yeah.
Sure.
1-2, but I would say Skater Boy
Yeah.
over complicated by a slim margin.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's like one of those crazy popular songs, and I also probably mentioned that of these crazy popular songs, they do unfortunately kind of get old when I hear them 7,000 times.
That's
Well, we've been
fair.
hearing him for 25 years almost.
Right.
No, but I'm saying
But
like
he's saying in
it's
a
just-
row or,
it's-
like, constantly
it's the, it's when radio was a thing, and you would hear
Shit on
radio.
repeat constantly.
You just hear this on this station, this station, this station, and then at a certain point you go like, enough with the skater boy. Okay, I get it.
Done with the Skater Boy.
That's how I feel about Eminem and Lose Yourself. That whole, like, I hate
Yeah,
that
it kind
song
of got
now.
played to death.
I hate it
my
now.
friend has a similar thought about that. Yeah.
So, next one. Let's keep this going. I'm With You. Enough said. 5 out of 5. She nails it. Love the vocals. Crushes it.
5-star. Now this is my favorite Avril, I would say.
Same here.
Interesting.
I
Look
I
what
like
wrote.
it. Well, yeah, it's more emotional. It's more adult. It's more of like, I feel like more like I said, it feels older, like an older person did this, and I think it stands the test of time more than her other two songs. Where it's like I actually like listening to this more often than I would the other two. Where
Agreed. Same.
And yeah, I think her vocals are really good. I think the lyrics and the what they're about are great. And yeah, I would say this is probably my favorite Avril song.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Frank.
5.
Bob, did you already go?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is another 5-star banger. 3 in a row. Got a turkey.
It's kind of like the
We got it
Kanye album
going.
last week, just front loading.
Yeah,
but-
front loaded. Yeah.
I also agree. Maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorites for sure. Probably puts it above Skater Boy
yeah.
for me.
I didn't know that going into it, but then like listening to it again, I'm like, this is like really good. I liked it more.
It's done well.
I think the other part that definitely sells it for me is that it's not like Skater Boy, and Complicated can kind of get a little like whiny. I would say a little bit.
Sure.
It's still very good, but
It's a good point. No.
this one is more the ones that just kind of starts to go off the beaten path. That's what I said before. Is like starting to see her vocal range and stuff like that. You can see when she does other things that are like softer. Less like slower tempo and stuff like that, you can really see her actual range come out, and you go, "Oh shit, yeah, she is a fucking phenomenal singer." So go ahead, Bob.
Next one is when I read this initially, I thought it was mobile, like mobile phone, but it's mobile, like
Well, they're Canadian.
So let's get this out of the way. What the fuck is up with Canadians in this? And I'm not. I phrased it very poorly.
You're gonna
What's
piss
up with
off
you,
the-
Canada?
What the
No,
fuck?
no.
I know, right?
I
Canada
made an enemy.
sucks.
I meant
Canadian
what,
bacon.
This is what I meant. What is up with what mobile means to them? Because at one point she's talking about an actual baby mobile that like spins above a crib, but
Right,
that's
and
not
she
what
does.
because she says I'm a mobile. So does anybody know what she's actually referring to? And I don't know if this was like a Canadian term.
I looked into this though a little bit on this, so I could maybe speak to it. What I have on mobile is a feeling of loss of control and just running with all the changes going on. So you can't reach it, you can't change what's going on, like, and you're just kind of witness to
I think
it.
she's saying everything in her life is like moving, and she's not ready for it or something
Right.
kind of thing. Like,
That's kind of what I wrote down. On
is
this
it judging by what I'm listening to?
When you say I'm a mobile, it does seem like it refers to something like it's a term in your language that says
Maybe
like,
it is. I don't
I'm
know.
a thing. Like if she said I'm a nomad, you kind of understand like, oh, that's what I get.
Canadians comment if this is something we
It's
don't
just
know.
an interesting thing.
Sorry, Woj.
We like poutine and all that jazz. So this one I put 3.75 out of 5. It said uplifting beat with a good riff, drums in the background. Like I said, really don't do much, but I think it's a decent one. 3.75.
I actually like this one. I give it a 4.
Oh, nice.
I think it's, again, I described it as like CW music.
Yes.
This one
This is it.
exemplifies it, where I can 100% see like Clark and Lana at the Talon, and this is like playing.
What the hell is a talent?
That's the in-town coffee shop
Oh,
that
okay, gotcha.
Lana owns. If you've seen Small, I don't know if you watch Small. I know
I've
he
seen
has.
a good amount
know
of episodes.
exactly.
I just watched it like
Good man.
6 months ago. Like rewatched. I only like the first maybe
First
couple
couple
seasons,
seasons
and
are
then I
solid,
watched
and
the
then-
whole thing.
Oh,
So, but yeah, I think it's like I love the guitar and the drum combo. Even though what you just
yeah,
kind of
Woj says, oh, it
it
doesn't
is
have-
a little basic, but it's catchy.
nice.
And I think the overall structure of the song is
Good
is
riff.
All
catchy.
I'm saying is that it doesn't seem to me like the bass, guitar, or drums are really sticking out, and it seems like a lot of their stuff is just, again, it's supplementing the vocal. It's meant to be basic so that the vocals can shine.
I think
through.
that's a purpose. It's not that's the intent because it's not called
Right. This isn't.
It's not
like,
Avril Lavigne and the Lavinettes. It's just Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, if you want to take that, we'll charge you thousands.
Well, you know what
of
I'm saying? It's not
dollars
like like Red Hot Chili Peppers are they're a group. Like it's
Right.
not like Anthony Kiedis featuring the Chili Peppers.
No, I get it.
Like it's just this is
solo
Avril
artist,
Lavigne.
yeah.
This is my band.
Right.
Sure.
That's how I take it as.
I get it. It just was a thing where I'm like, I wanted to make a statement up top, so I didn't keep mentioning each song. Like,
No, it's
not
fine.
a whole lot of drums.
Yeah,
there,
I
blah,
got
blah,
you.
blah,
No,
yeah.
we
Blanket
appreciate
statement.
it, yeah.
Your Honor, can we stipulate that the rest of the album is basic drums and guitar?
For MOBA, I had a 3.5. It
Nice.
started out real folksy and then kind of became a pop, but I did like the chorus. But again, like the whole song.
I think you're mixing this one up with Unwanted because that one I wrote down.
No.
Okay, never mind. All right.
I know what
Okay,
I have.
I know what
notes for them. Too.
Okay.
Would you like me to start with Unwanted?
Yeah, you want to knock it around?
Sure. This is started off country.
Yep, that's what I think.
And then turned out somewhat rock. I liked the refrain, but that was about it. 2.5. It just, to me, it's kind of one of those ones that was like, you tried something different, and it, to me, it didn't hit. So like, it's good on you for trying,
Right.
but did not hit the mark.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same. I gave it a 3, where it's like I don't hate it, but I don't really. I would probably skip it. It's kind of just a meh. Like she sounds fine, and like the instruments are okay, but it's not really like nothing's like pulling me in. Nothing's like catching me where it's like, oh, I like this part of it where she sings this or this riff or this drum thing. I just is like kind of just all blends into like a basic filler song to me.
Sure.
And I kind of go along that line where there are different elements here that could work out, but I think she was, hopping between lines too often. So I said heavy rock start, with some ethereal tones, like something like, out there, and then it goes into a country twang. But then becomes a little repetitive towards the end. And, I gave it a 3, and even that was kind of a stretch. But this would be the closest thing I'd say to a skip on this album for me. And I think there's one other that I was just like, okay.
I have one more.
I have one more, but this one's a 3. I wouldn't quite skip it, but it's different. So I can appreciate that at least you tried something.
For me, it was the second worst on the album.
Okay.
Which isn't like terrible.
No, right,
being
exactly.
A 3,
and this is her debut, and she's trying something different, so I get it. Next one is Tomorrow. This track is gentle compared to the previous one. Explores how she unpackages the events of today, but keeps a hopeful approach on what's on the horizon. So I give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was halfway decent.
I went 3.5 as well. I like it more than the last one, but I don't love it. It's kind of in the middle. I like the start of it with the acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that was nice.
But then it kind of goes into a different path, and I don't like it as much. And then the chorus again is not catchy.
Right.
So it kind of just like falls short for me, where I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, I put a 2.5.
All right.
I like the testing the waters of slower songs, and again shows a range. Again, didn't love this one. Kind of was similar to the one before it. And then Bobby, go ahead.
Next one? Yeah, here we go. Anything But Ordinary. I give this one 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this one. Soothing vocals, showcasing some range. You had the acoustic, coupled with the journey, in terms of her lyrics, making this better than I anticipated. That's what I wrote on this. So 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.25. Ooh. I like this one.
I really do too.
It's very well put together. Again, I feel like I could see this being a hit off the album if they did like more than the 3 or whatever they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one definitely.
Again, I'm gonna echo what I said before. It sounds like it'd be in one of those shows. I could see it.
Yeah.
Or the way the song goes, and I think the chorus is actually I like it. Mm-hmm. Again, I think that's the key. If you're gonna notice, like, if I don't like it, but like it is catchy and it has like it makes me want to listen to it more than the one time actually.
Sure.
I don't want to skip it.
Yeah.
Or just gonna give it a 1.
I give it a 2.
I hate it.
Ooh, dirty.
Sounds like a Disney song that's about puberty. Like,
I'll be honest with you. I guess maybe I should have focused more on the lyrics. I didn't pick up on that.
yeah. Just to me, the music part of it was just just blasé. It was very like middle of the road, and then like that anything but ordinary was like that seems like a line from a Disney movie. It just I couldn't get out of it. And
She's like 17.
Right. I mean,
no, I'm saying if you put it into a
No, I
Disney
get what
movie
he's talking
about
about. I
that
get what-
scene in any Disney movie where they're like starting to,
Right.
whatever, that's where I would like it. It's something where if you're thinking about it one way, it's very tough to get out of that. And
pull yourself out of that. I get it.
so that's what I'm just saying is like once I was in it, I was like, this is what I can't see it any other way.
So this next one I actually enjoyed as well. This one I gave Things I'll Never Say 3.75 out of 5. This track would be, I even wrote this down, this track would be perfect for a rom-com. And then she says, I'm going to blow you away. There's a pause. So I was like, some dirty lyrics there. And, they do have an okay guitar riff, some distortion. But I wrote this total white girl summer type of vibe. But, what's wrong with that? That's kind of her thing,
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. Again, kind of like a middle of the road, not bad, not great, but I like, I could listen to it. I agree. Like I could see this being in those early 2000s, late 90s, like teen comedies, where they have like the romantic part
Sure,
of it,
the little element.
like Van Wilder or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or like American Pie, or where it's like, oh, he's like, I like
Especially
her.
with
and-
Blink. Blink was featured in
Yeah,
American
so
Pie,
I could see that being used,
Sure.
in that kind of thing. Yeah, overall, not bad, but not great. Kind of in the middle.
Whoa, I give it 1 point.
Things I'll Never Say, right?
Yep.
I put 3.5.
Things Woj will never say. I like this album.
What's the guys in the balcony again?
Yeah, I don't know. I love those guys, the Muppet guys. Like,
Oh, God. Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah. It's fucking-
what is this thing about?
Ryan, if you're gonna get a jersey ever, man, it's gonna be fucking Statler and Waldorf or one of the two.
there was I have a really quick one time before we were talking about
go
that.
ahead.
We saw this movie one time. My friend called The Disappointments Room, and I did that bit. I'm like, well, the title of the movie made sense because that was disappointing. That's great.
I love it.
You do that.
My
all the
favorite
time. Just
Muppets.
throwing
I know.
that
I
out
love
there.
it.
3.5. I think it had a '90s kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably. This is one of the ones that not of the main three. Like I would go back to and go like, hey, I could listen to it again. But like I said, it definitely felt like kind of in that 90. I would say 94 to 97. There's a little bit of like women like pop style, not more like they're trying to get into rock, but it's like kind of on the edge. It's bridging the gap, like maybe not in the exact era, but like Four Non Blondes kind of had that kind of sound is what I
get what you're throwing down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Next one, My World. This one, I'm sure you guys don't like it as much. I enjoyed it. I put 4 out of 5. Small town roots, fun story that's being told, and it's a high energy type of song, and it's kind of catchy. So
Actually, yeah, I liked it. I liked it a little more than the last one. I went 3 3/4.
I like it.
I think because the chorus again was a little more catchy, and I could see it being maybe a potential release of a single, but like I could see why they didn't. But yeah, overall 3.75 for me.
And we got our Russian judge.
2.5 for
3.
me.
Ooh, so fuck y'all.
All right. All y'all.
I like the narrative about her hometown. I understand the message of the song, but to me, it always you have kind of a problem of comparison in this album. Is that you have absolute bangers, and then you kind of have everything else. Like nothing else is to me like in the middle of those two. It's kind of either this song is amazing or this song is like kind of all right. So that's kind of the majority of the album kind of falls. The majority of the album to me falls in the all right category.
I think things trend over 3 for me, which makes it a little bit like, if I had to put a general line on it, like it does better than just all right.
To me, like the 3 range, anything in the 3 range, depending on where, is like, it's not bad, it's not great. It's got something I like maybe, but other things that hold it back, or it's kind of just like in the middle.
All right.
Like,
fair.
I don't know. Like if I go below 3, like a 2 something, that's like, I didn't like it really, and depending on how low I do it, I really didn't like it, or I thought it just missed the mark. I don't know.
So I think this leads us to this is the other one in the album that I had a problem with is Nobody's Fool. I said, and here's my notes, curveball in terms of style and delivery for this track. It does circle back to her like bread and butter, but not entirely sure with the snap. I call it the snap rap, where you do something quick, pop lands with Avril. Like I said, I'm not 100% against it, but it would need time to simmer for me. I gave it a 2 3/4.
I went
Maybe 2.5. Maybe.
actually a little higher than that. I
Okay.
think I put 3 3/4, but
all right.
but I think I agree. The rap part brings it down. Like I don't
Right.
like. It's
me
weird
off guard.
and
I guess you can call it rap.
well, whatever.
Yeah.
The
So I call
free
it snap
verse.
rap, you know?
Yeah.
The Canadian rap. I don't know.
That's where you can hear the
Canadian
accent. You
rap.
can hear the
But
accent a
if you
lot.
cut that out of it, the rest of the song is put together pretty well, and it's fairly catchy. So that's why if it was like the rap thing was out of it, I'd probably go in the
enjoy it more.
4s.
Okay. You know what?
But
True.
since it's that thing, it brought like a grade level
Sure.
down for me or whatever.
No, that's understandable. Woj.
Yeah, I put it at a 3.
All right.
It was interesting that rapping at the beginning, but again, overall the song I thought was like I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
Like it's a decent listen, but not anything that I'm.
Go for a rip there, bud.
All right, next one. Too Much to Ask. I put this one 3 out of 5. This track feels a little bit formatted compared to some of the others. It's not bad
What do you
by
mean
any means.
formatted? Can I
Like
ask
it
for an elaborate-
formatted in the sense that you
Like
know
cookie cutter. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're like, hey, this is her. You know, this is her zone, but this one doesn't really stand out that much. It doesn't. You know, it doesn't suck, but nothing about it. It's very vanilla within her scope. That's what I said. I still got love for Avril, but this one's 3 out of 5.
I lean more toward the suck on the end of the scale for this one. This is my least favorite of the album. It's a 2.5. No, that's not the worst grade, but
Closer to 2.
did not
probably,
like
yeah.
it. It's slower.
Which brings me to my next point.
It's slower. It's not catchy. I just don't want to listen to it really. I don't.
Listen to it.
2.5. It's the worst for me. It's the worst on the album. And
Skip. I get it.
most of them I had are besides this one. Actually, everything was a 3 at least or above.
Right.
This is the only sub 3 one I had.
Right. I understand.
Did not care for it.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Almost
this
done here.
is a chew. It's a forgettable song.
Yeah.
Can't do it, and I'm a flow guy, and this one leads into the next one, but it started at the highest of highs, and it ended fucking rock bottom.
Really?
Whoever was in
Rock
charge.
bottom.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
We
pump
still
the
got
brakes.
one more song.
We got one
going,
more. Yeah.
But I'm just saying it descended the entire album after the 4th song.
I mean, they definitely like the Kanye album last
They
week.
front-loaded
or 2
the
weeks
shit
ago.
out of this thing, yeah.
Like
They didn't B-track anything.
maybe because they think like I don't know, like people like for the first like 4 of the first 5
gotta
songs
catch 'em
are
early, I guess.
are fantastic. I gotta listen to the rest of the album. I mean, I don't know if that's like
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't know, but
Okay,
this
see,
one wasn't great.
Sorry, the last one, Naked, I gave this one 4 1/4. I said the lyrics, peaks and valleys of the song really land, and I think for a final track, her voice obviously steals the show, and I think it was a beautiful way to close it out. So I thought this one was halfway decent. I really enjoyed this one. 4 1/4.
Holy shit, this was hot garbage. Skip this
Woo!
shit. This was a fucking atrocious song. No offense.
0 or
but
1 or not
skip
even?
it.
Why is
Skip.
it?
Oh,
Why
skip.
is it so bad? And what's your grade? Also,
There is no
Skip.
grade.
He
Skip
gets
it.
0 for
well,
him.
is skip because of a grade.
No, skip means 0.
Zero.
Oh, you're giving
We've
it a
gone over
fucking
it.
0.
We've gone over
Seg.
it.
See,
Skip
because
it.
I think a skip could be in the 2s, and you can still skip it. Like I'm not like
Like a soft skip. That's what you mean.
yeah,
Like,
even like some low.
he's saying hard skip.
Okay.
It's just to me, it's not only this song, which again, it just is another forgettable song, and
Rough.
also it's a twofold problem for me. It's not only is the music not anything that I really catch on to, but like I'm naked, you can see right through me. It was like it's almost like too.
It's
Like
very
it's
Ben
too-
Folds in
it-
lyrics,
but
right?
No, it's like
Give
too
me some.
like juvenile of like I get it. She's a young person singing about love, but it's like I'm naked, you can see me, and I was like,
It's about
okay.
vulnerability. Not
I would have
her, like,
liked
stripping.
some sort of like symbolism, imagery, something to not just go like I am naked, you can see right through me, and all the lyrics kind of revolved around that. And I was like, okay, it's just. And again, this might be me
That's a
listening,
hard take.
listening to it now as a grown adult, where I'm like, I kind of know how songs could be better than this. So I'm thinking that might play a part in this.
Yeah.
It just seems very like a juvenile concept, and then especially again, it also culminated in every song before this, which just got worse and worse and worse. It just was like a 3.5 to a 3 to a 2 to
Oh.
2 to a.
We got it.
I don't
We got
mind this one. I gave it
Thank
a
you.
3.5.
Thank you.
I think it's fine. Again, I don't think it's like stands out, but I don't think it's bad. I think it has some good things in it. The chorus is, I think, fairly like it's on the verge of being catchy, but it's not quite.
Not quite there.
there.
I get you, but I really enjoyed
Now
it.
maybe clearly I'm not listening as intently to the lyrics as you are. I don't know. I'm like, I do that, but I also like, for me, it's also like just feel like
Sure.
when I hear it, do I like what I hear? You know, do the instruments sound good? Do I want to pull up my hair out or like what's, I don't know. I think it also depends on like the type of music and how familiar I am with them maybe
Sure.
too. Because like obviously like last week Kanye, I'm gonna know more intently and stuff, but this one I'm listening for like the first time basically, so I'm maybe not picking up as much as I don't know, but yeah, I thought it was fine.
Not a
I
bad
mean-
album,
yeah.
though, right?
Okay.
Like, this,
I was
this
not
didn't disappoint.
No, I would rather listen to this than the Korn album. And also, no offense to Outkast, outside of the three
Yeah.
main songs, probably listen to this.
I'm never going to listen to anything that's chopped and screwed anymore. I guarantee you that.
Well, that was
if I-
dumb. That was terrible.
But
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, dude, like
if I'm being honest.
throughout the majority of our albums, when I was listening to stuff, I would just listen to music and then go, and then Bobby's like talking about, oh, the lyrics said this and whatever, and I got to a point where I was like, I should probably pay attention to lyrics at least to be able to comment
I'm
on
a
them.
lyrics
Yeah.
type.
And in this one specifically, you could feel that this is what she knows, like
Yeah.
that's what she's singing about. And like I said, just for this one specifically, and honestly, the other
Yeah.
one that I said was like a Disney song, like it just to me felt like so like, okay, you're saying what you feel, but like it's not, it doesn't sound good to me.
I do try to, and I think just some maybe stick out to me more than others. There's certain types of music I like absorb better or whatever, like the lyrics than other things.
Sure.
Like, but I feel like for this type of music, that's not exactly like, I'm not putting a lot of stock in it. Let's just say like to me, it's like, this is a pop punk,
I
for-
think she cements it herself
made
culturally,
for
though,
most likely for like girls from like 10 to 17 or whatever,
Sure.
So it's like
feel you.
for what that is, it's pretty good.
It lands, I
Yeah,
get
like I don't know. Now if we're comparing it to like, I don't know.
The Beatles or
Like,
something. I
yeah,
get
or
that,
like
yeah.
Nas or something,
But,
whatever.
but
I
I'll
don't
say
know,
this: like
you know.
people that grew up in like our generation, man. You mentioned Avril Lavigne, they'll know her and they'll know
Yeah.
a lot of her songs. So I mean, that's the
So
reality.
I guess my thing is like going into it, I was like, ooh, I don't know how this is going to be. But after coming out of it, it was actually a pleasant experience.
Okay, I'll take it.
Where it was like, I don't know, my expectations were not high.
Going in. Okay.
So, maybe like that's the whole thing is expectations, right? Perception. Because like we go to the Outkast album, we're like, oh, I love Outkast. This is going to be awesome. Or even Korn, like, oh, those two
Yeah, right.
Korn songs are really good. The rest of the album should be awesome. And it's like,
It really-
oh, it wasn't, So it's like, I think that has a little bit to do with it too. It's kind of like when you see like a movie, you have anticipation for it. Like
Sometimes
or
that change-
one you haven't seen that you hear is the best thing in the world, and then it's like, oh, that was it.
Right,
Like kind of,
exactly.
like I don't know.
Hey, good analysis. Hey, there it is. That's Avril Lavigne, Let Go. Who's on deck for our next album?
Whoa, just happy to let that one go.
All right, Waldorf.
is
Which one
literally-
are you? You Waldorf or you Statler?
Both of them.
You're both. Okay.
I don't know what's going on in this.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's an artist named Anees, Anees.
Okay.
Album is Summer Camp. So I'll text it to the group. But
What type of music is this?
it's kind of in the realm of
We've listened to an album that's probably just like that. The one that looked.
You talking about surfaces?
Surface.
thank
It's
you.
similar to Surface.
That's what I was
Ooh,
getting a
okay,
feel
good.
for.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah,
But
send it to
I
me.
definitely enjoy. I'll send it to the
How do you
group.
spell
though,
it?
but Anees. Anees.
Anees.
But I'll send it to the group. So let's wrap up this first part.
Yeah, segment 1 in the books,
All right, segment 2, part 2. We got Ryan's pick.
which
Oh,
I
yeah.
love. Thank God.
The Fugitive.
Oh.
This is well, I'm just gonna say it's one of my favorites. So I'm
It's a
gonna,
goddamn
I'm
winner.
gonna fucking love it.
Yeah.
This is
So,
gonna be great.
it's been on my list for quite some time.
All right, Journeyman Lounge podcast. We'll ride again in about 6 minutes. Tune in.